they still do now. Kind of just a way to like hold my own frequency, staying grounded and just not living in the past, but it is a bit nostalgic. But the correlation between what I used to do and the experience that I'm going through now, it's pretty interesting. Um, okay, so for one, I used to practice walking around in the dark or doing things with my eyes closed as a way to like pretend that like if I ever couldn't see, would I be able to do things without seeing? And I began to like master how to do things like in the dark without actually having anything in front of me, and using sound, like the sound around me, whether it be like not kind of like a bat, but not really. Still using my hands to feel, but being able to gauge where things are, like a ledge of a counter, and how I'm folding something or where I'm putting something, and being able to see that in my mind's eye instead of having to visually see it. And being like truly grateful that I have the vision that I have. And if I ever lost it, I would know how to navigate in the dark. Okay, that's one. Another one I used to do is my mom kind of taught us how to pick stuff up with our feet. This is weird. But then that itself became like not weird, just like a fallen article of clothing or something small like a hair elastic or whatever. I would learn how to use my feet to pick things up or move things around or adjust things. Like as if I wouldn't have arms, I would know how to use, which amputees do as well. Um, my feet are clean. So if that's a thing with anybody's like, ew, well then ew. Why are feet dirty? Why are your feet dirty? Anyways, yeah, so I used to teach myself how to do that as well after I got the whole concept of it. And then I became really good at like I can flip something up in the air with my feet. Like whether it be a flicking motion or just like up underneath it and then flick up and catch. And I still do that now. Sometimes when I'm lazy and I don't want to bend down and pick something up. What else? Practicing hearing sound through my mouth, like noises that come in, the echo vibration, and then learning like how to amplify noise instead. It's almost like earbuds when you listen to music or something like that, kind of like amplify, because when I was younger I used to have issues with my ears, and I had several the operations done for tubes in my ears and tons of ear infections, and that itself is traumatic as a child to go through. It's awful. Even now I still don't like getting water in my ears for good reason, and I am like a clean freak when it comes to making sure there's nothing in my ears. But yeah, so I used to be able to, like, when I when you retract your eardrum or you pop your eardrum in and out, sometimes it allowed me in the, I guess it's an ear canal or channel or something, to actually breathe in air. But then I realized when I opened my mouth when I was doing that, I was able to amplify sound. Okay, so that's weird. Let's go to something else. What I used to do, holding my breath for a very long period of time in case I was ever in an emergency and I needed to learn how to hold my breath without panicking, and being able to regulate my heart rate. Not a master at that, but just trying to learn that. But I can hold my breath for very long periods of time. And it's something I gradually learned how to do, because your body will instinctively kick in, which causes like an adrenaline rush. So you have to be able to surpass that, like the whole brain over matter sort of deal. Absorbing pain, stubbing your toe, or getting into like scalding water, or um, bumping into something that creates like a sort of pain, or anything. Being able to absorb the pain in through your body and disperse it without reacting overly to the initial impact or pain itself to begin with. Kind of like those that walk on coals, those individuals that are able to walk on coals, and other weird things like that. I don't hold my hand over a flame or anything like that. I did try that when I was a kid, but being able to, like, let's say, run my hand under hot water, that for most people it'd be like insanely hot, and then just absorb the pain and like I don't know if that's transmuting, but evenly disperse it through my body. That's something I learned how to do. This all probably sounds really weird. What else? Walking on my toes. I guess some people don't do that or can't do that. I didn't know that. I thought everybody did that. Well, this isn't really a skill or anything, but I used to color coordinate my drawers and closets, and I had to have them in like a rainbow fashion when I was putting my clothes away. This is something I learned early, the whole idea of being like neat freak, clean freak. It's a sense of control. It's almost like satisfaction too, like a positive way of relieving yourself from any stress or anxiety was to organize. Even now, I still love organizing junk drawers. You got a junk drawer in your home? You want organized? Just ask me. I will get that shit done. With pleasure. What else? Oh. Weird things. Rubbing my eyes. You know how you generally like rub your eyes? Like this, you would, right? Well, I will do that for both sides, but I will continue to do it till I see, not hard pressure, just regular, even pressure on the eyes, rubbing my eyes until I see the, almost like electrical pulses or whatever. And I will do that till I hit a certain point. And it's almost like I know, and then I release both. And I allow it to evenly all flow back as I watch the, I don't know what you want to call it. It's almost like a light show. But like I said, not hard pressure, not like I'm destroying anything. It's like a workout for my eyes. It's like giving them like a little bit of a jump start, if I can explain it that way. But it's good. It's just like exercising anything else, right? Another thing I can do with my eyes is there's individuals that I see do this all the time when they zone out. There's an ability where you're able to, it's almost like blurring your vision, but not blurring your vision. It's like turning on a whole other, what's that? What would you call that? Filter? If that's how I can explain it. It's like turning on a whole other filter, and you can do the blurry one, then you can do the focused one, and then there's another one, it's hyper focused, or when I'm looking at detail, so to speak, I kind of, it's not like widening my eyes, but I kind of like zone in on the detail, and then it's like hyper focus, if that makes sense. This probably sounds freaking weird. What else? I used to do this thing, I don't do it anymore, where I would put my tongue up under my jaw, like over here, and I would just like scoop under, like run under my tongue. I don't know why. I don't know where that would come in, but it's something weird. And I'm sharing it because I'm sure everybody's got their own weird, unique things they do that they don't even talk about. But this is the connection I made, okay? If there's such thing as, well, energy is pretty much like eternal. It cycles and stuff like that, and there's lessons, and it can be transmuted, and there's a reason for it. So if, per se, let's say there's this whole idea of reincarnation, or having, all your ancestors passing down energy, and then it comes up to you, right? The specific energy that was almost created out of a circumstance that was never resolved. And then it gets passed down to you. It's your turn. Or a situation happens in your past, and you need to, in this life or in this cycle, you need to learn how to overcome it. Not quite like a video game, but kind of like a video game. So let's say me learning how to use my feet to pick stuff up. In a past life, maybe I had lost my arm or arms and I needed to do that. Or maybe me learning how to do these things with my eyes and appreciate my eyes and what I have, because I think a lot of the times we don't appreciate the things we have that other people don't. Maybe me learning how to do that in a past life, I didn't have that. I didn't have that vision, or I didn't have that thing. So learning how to get through things or do things without that was like teaching myself early. There's a few other things about the whole vision and blurred thing that I can associate with maybe trauma, because I know a lot of people, well, I don't know, but I remember a whole lot. I realized that people around me, especially when I was in a factory setting, there were some people that would be like, people call it like zombieing out or zoning out, or they just go to a place, or they're there but they're not there, and you're able to do that when it comes to a lot of people that do this. I believe are able to, they're the type of people that have the inner vision, like they're able to visualize things, which is like a form of it's like a form of what's that word? Manifestation. And they're able to do that, or they're not, but they have the capability of doing it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the capability of doing that, but yeah. So I see a lot of people, they do the zoning out thing. It's kind of like they're doing a task and they're on autopilot and they're not even really looking. And then there's other people that can master their body, like jumping from one tree to another, or those people that do the parkour, how they've mastered their body and trust. And people that do backflips, or people that master their body in certain ways, like sports, Olympics, high athletic things, or even just so easy as packing a box but doing it methodically, how you're like boom, 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 you don't even think about it. Throwing from one hand to the other without even looking and catching it. You just know your space, your spatial recognition. They say this a lot when you're riding horses, or you're out on trail rides. The horse doesn't always recognize that it has a leg on the side of its abdomen, and it will run your leg into an effing tree. But some are consciously aware of that, and they will purposely go around giving enough space for the rider and the horse itself. So that spatial recognition, peripheral vision as well, or just trusting your body and mastering yourself. There's so many people that do this and they don't even realize they're doing it. It's really cool, really fascinating. So I thought this video was neat. You're welcome to share any of yours. I don't have many subscribers or a following as far as I know. So you can still put a comment, something like, I'm interested to hear what people do. That would almost be like preventative, or something that would help them if something else had gone wrong but hasn't. It's just like maybe their past self has like a training, has retrained them in this life just in case that scenario happened again, or a quirky thing you do and you don't even realize you're doing it, to become the master of yourself. I'd be very interested.